folks, I'm Erik Osberg and this is the Outdoor Report. Today is Saturday, June 6th. 5th.
Muskie opener.
It's muskie opener. Should have gone. But we didn't. We went walleye fishing in the Real Country Classic. And the good news is we caught fish today. It took us a very, very long time to find them. We had 2 walleyes early. And
it took us 8, 9, 10, 11. Took us about 14 hours.
Yeah, but we had those two. We had those 2 early though.
Yep.
We caught 2 dinks early.
Yep.
Like at 10 or 10:30.
Yeah.
And then we found the pod of fish at 1:21.
1:21 we boxed the first fish.
Right. Yeah, 1:21 we boxed the first fish. So conditions were pretty brutal. It was windy. It wasn't terrible until the end.
Yeah. Right
now it's raining a little bit. So we'll kind of show you, break down what we did. Yesterday we struggled mightily. I don't know, we caught 6 fish all day.
What I think, like we talked earlier, what happened, and this happens to a lot of people, is we went out with a game plan and that game plan wasn't happening. So we kind of went into panic, and I burned up over a half a tank of gas yesterday just looking for fish when we should have just picked something and started fishing. Today we fished the same hours and I didn't even come out full. We picked a few spots and fished them, and I think that helped us today.
So I'm a big crankbait fan, so Randin let me pick the first tactic, and so we pulled cranks in shallow water, and that didn't work obviously, but we eliminated a lot of dead water. Caught some perch, caught some pike. Then we pulled cranks deep water and shallow water. We had a planer board, we had a deep diving crank, and we tried that for a while. Then we started pulling crawler harnesses, 3-ounce bottom bouncers, and I caught a couple little ones, but it didn't do it. So then I don't even remember what we did for the next. I think crawler harnesses up and down.
Pulled a 3/4 mile stretch of brake line.
Pulled a long stretch of brake line. So at the end we had found cabbage. Well, we knew there was cabbage yesterday. I had pulled a fish out of there yesterday, and so we went back to that cabbage and we're gonna pitch it with minnows. And Randin was using. Show us what you were using there, Randin.
So 16th ounce fireball. We were fishing 7 to 10 foot, and a lot of guys won't throw a 16th in like 8 to 10 feet, but it actually fishes heavy. The key is though, so today what we noticed, I missed like 4 bites in a row, and those fish weren't biting it like a normal jig bite. They just grabbed that minnow and you could feel them kind of inch their way up the minnow. So that was a big part of it. Medium light rod, it's an Apex Elite 7.2, medium light, fast. A medium light rod is what you needed. You needed that really soft tip on there to be able to feel them pick it up. That's all it was, like a Lindy rig bite almost. And kind of just let them eat it and set the hook.
So after watching Randin catch a bunch of fish, I caught one. I threw a plastic up, and I caught one nice one, but I didn't have the same feel. It wasn't that I didn't have the same feel, I just couldn't get them to go. So what I did is I took, worlds are going to collide here, folks. This is unprecedented. But Randin ran a tuned up, and I ran a 7-foot panhandler ultralight. I had a gold jig, and I threw on a leech. Randin was using a minnow. I threw on a leech, and what did I do with that bobber? No, it's right here. You got one? And so what I did, well, that's not the one I used. So I threw this clip-on, snap-on bobber, and it's not a slip bobber. It's just a clip. And I started tossing that behind the boat. And I don't know if it was first cast. First three casts I caught fish. I didn't get any giants. I got a 16 and an 18, 16 and a half, 18 and a half. Ryan got the biggest fish. It was 20. But we grounded out in that one spot from 1:30 till we couldn't fish anymore. And I would call today a success. How many fish did we catch total?
I think we're pushing 20 in a three-hour window.
Yeah,
that's good fishing anywhere, really.
Right, and they were good fish too.
Good. They were all edible. You know, if you're going for meals, they'd have been perfect fish. We were just looking for
big
gigantica.
So we have no idea how we finished. We just know that we weighed in our allowable 6 fish. One maybe wasn't over, it was right at 20. Again, I'll recap. an 1/8 ounce jig. I was using, excuse me, 16th ounce jig. I was using a gold fireball. Randin was using the gumball, and I don't think we won or anything like that.
No, but I will say I know the guys around us were pitching 8s, and we probably caught more fish than I think they did. I don't know if you agree or not.
I agree.
I think our net was out more. Granted, you know, we didn't get any giants. I don't know if they did or didn't either. I didn't hear any whooping and hollering, but if you can learn a 16th, it'll up your catches at least for that first month and a half of the spring. That's a big deal. It's jig weight.
So there you have it. There's the outdoor report for June 6th, 2020 from the Real Country Classic on Ottertail Lake. We're gonna fish it again next year. We're gonna fish it again next year, and I thought third time was the charm, but next year we're gonna.
It's like a New Year's resolution.
right, next year. All right, well, hope this helps. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.